Hanukkah Torah Tikatebo. And I have Nikeva here. And just got a little kippa on and one of my Talatot. So she's celebrating Hanukkah as well. You can see the Tzitzit here. And for some, the new month's coming up soon, so let me get her in the picture more. So, Chodesh Tov. And for those of us for who's coming up later, Chodesh Tov as well. And in terms of the research poll, I just really wanted to thank you all again. I almost got the 600 votes that I needed. Well, actually I needed 1,000, but I was able to get 600. I can safely, let me just double check. So far I have, okay, so far I think I have 592 votes. And so I have 8 more to go. And see, so I'm looking at my questions here. And let's see. So I have 592 votes. And if I look at my demographics, let's see. One of my hypotheses, not sure that I could say that I can confirm it. I'll explain why in the research, and it's a longer story than it looks to be. As for one of my other hypotheses, I can definitely safely confirm it, I think. And as for my last hypothesis, I would definitely say I can partially confirm it. And I would say, so again, I have 592 votes. We'll have to see how the last 8 pan out. And just wanted to say thank you again. And for those who did observe Research Decorum, thank you. And now I can finally focus on other stuff. And especially as graduation and finals come up, well, first I'll be praying for me in terms of graduation and grades and all that. Because for one thing, let's just say that I didn't do as well on a paper as I would have liked, and I was hoping I would have done better. And so, especially, let's see, right now it's December 2nd. I'm going to just count real quick here. Not the mathematician I'd like to be, but let's see. I mean, I'd like to be able to do basic math even just a little better. So, let's see. It's December 2nd right now. Graduation is, let's see, so it's 2 weeks, and so it's 2 weeks and 4 days away, and so I just really got to focus, and my last exam is on the 18th, and let's see. Oh, I've just been poked on Facebook. Yeah, a lot of people poke me on Facebook. So, you know, I gotta make sure too that I'm not on Facebook and Twitter and all that as much. And so these couple of coming days are just gonna be really busy. And I also have some Torah and other reading to catch up on. And well, there's really not much else going on. Things are settling down since it is the holiday season. And that's pretty much it. I mean, what really has sustained me, I think, is just people praying for me and so all that stuff. And by the way, too, you can see that I put the makeup on the way that I did first for the video, and then second, because of the way the glasses reflect. Now you can see why I put more makeup on, because if I didn't put more makeup on, then you wouldn't have that. You could see my eyes necessarily. They'd be probably washed out by the light. And, well, let's see. So, if I get more votes here, then I can, so let's see. If I get more votes here, then I can do what I need to do. and I just need to make sure some things, just finalize some things. And I mean, this is how much I kind of pressure myself a lot. And one of the things that I got into trouble on my paper for was, she says, for example, oops, wrong email. She says, oh, not that one. She says, let's see. She said that I basically did not have any original thought, and I did quote after quote and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm not surprised that I got in trouble for that, because so amazing, like one little misstep, if you didn't cite this, and if you didn't cite this, and if you didn't cite your mother's grandmother's cousin twice removed, you could really get into trouble. So I'm not really surprised that, I mean, I was kind of shocked, and I was hoping I'd do better, but I guess I wasn't surprised, because, and I was a little surprised though that I wasn't able to utilize an abstract and all that. So for lack of a better term, the pressure is just really going up, and for the next 2 weeks and 4 days, I'm just really going to have to buckle down. Like I said, I'd be making less videos, and just, I mean, what else can I say? I'm close to graduation, God willing that I pull this through, and everybody's expecting me to graduate, so like I said, I really hope that I can just pull this through, and I just really hope that things work out. And I mean, I don't know what else to say, because, well, at least I got my PowerPoint topic picked for my sometimes I forget because of my ADD, and that reminds me I have to take my meds anyway. But I have my PowerPoint topic picked out for the social work thing, and we have an extra credit opportunity, so I'm definitely going to go to that. And besides, I read an interesting article recently where I didn't agree with her implications about Christianity, obviously, since I'm a Messianic Jew, but she said, you know, whatever your religion, try to be light, and so why not visit the event that they're doing in terms of Sikhs and turbans anyway? And it'd be more interesting to learn about Sikhism, I think, because a lot of my fellow Jews are getting more into Eastern religions, sadly, Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, that kind of stuff. And just what else can I say? And well, I pretty much bored you for however many minutes, and, well, 8 minutes here, and I'm just going to check one more time before I close out, see how many more votes I got, and, okay, so I still got 592 votes hanging on for 8 more votes, and, well, that's that, and keep me in your thoughts and prayers, and then I'll be able to eventually be back among the land of the living soon, and I'll be able to pay attention more to things like, ooh, yeah, I'll definitely be able to pay attention more to things like the fact that Liberty University just lost their so unfortunately it looks like that even though Obamacare is going to be delayed, I'm just reading the brief headline and the brief description on the homepage. It says, oh yeah, and this opinion thing I think is right. Obamacare relaunch playing God with the free market and your health, and it's definitely, to say the least, it's definitely sad that Liberty University lost, and once I just get out of academia and UMBC, I can really just, with all due respect to UMBC, and academia is just its own shtick in general anyway. So once I get out of academia, once I graduate, once I do what I gotta do, so once I gotta take care of all that I can take care of, hopefully I can just get out into the world and do what I gotta do, and just pay attention to things. And let's see, I could just pay attention to what's going on in the culture, as I said before, just understanding the times and know what to do, and just figuring out things. And, I mean, what else can I say? Once I get out of academia and into the real world, and that's the way my mom has always said it, once I get out into the real world, then I can do what I need to do. And, as I said, just... Oh, by the way, too, it says here that Wait. Oh, okay. At first I didn't understand the headlines, and I don't want to see the guy's picture, and... Well, it says that he died, and he was unrepentant, so, well, we know where he is, and, you know, when you're unrepentant like that, and you do certain things, you pretty much get what you deserve. And anyway, so, and it did say he had dementia, so who knows, maybe he repented when he had dementia, because sometimes things will, you know, when you're, you know, sometimes things have changed, but anyways, so, who knows, I mean, we can pretty much, I mean, people usually don't change, as my mom said when we were having a conversation about something, people usually don't change on their deathbeds, but I mean, sometimes if they're suffering from dementia or whatever, sometimes their mind can be, for lack of a better term, clear enough in order to be able to reevaluate some things and whatever it is, so I don't know, it's just, you know, even when you look at things like that, and you question all the implications, and I mean, obviously, as for Paul Walker, who's another different case, we know that Paul Walker is in heaven, because he was very clear that he's a Christian. He was very clear that he was a work in progress. If you look at his IMDb page, you'll see that he, and I'm gonna read you the 2 quotes that he said, and I think this is part of why, even if Paul Walker had died an old man, I think this is part of why people would have respected him. And see, Paul Walker, and I was trying to remember what I remembered Paul Walker from, but I remember him from 8 Below, that movie with the sled dogs where he had to get a team ready in a year. And one of Paul Walker's quotes was, well, let me read you the 2 quotes that really struck with me. Let's see. One of the quotes was this: "Some people say that you should go to all the parties, to the nightclubs, the Viper Room, and make contacts, and I look at them and say, you don't want to have contacts with those people. Look at what happened to River Phoenix. If you get caught up in that, it ruins you. Hollywood is garbage." This is the other quote that he said, and I've said part of this before. "I'm a Christian now. The thing that drove me crazy growing up was how everyone works at fault finding with different religions. The people I don't understand are atheists. I go surfing and snowboarding, and I'm always around nature. I look at everything and I think, who couldn't believe there's a God? Is this all a mistake? It just blows me away." And as I said part of this before. I've said, you know, who could look around at creation and not say that there's God? And that's, you know, my mom has said too, but I mean, I've agreed with my mom, and I mean, just even looking at how things are designed, it's just, and I'm reading some of his other quotes too, which is really interesting. Paul Walker was definitely not a guy who liked Hollywood at all. He was definitely not a guy who liked being famous. He was one of the few people who could really have his cake and eat it too, in a lot of ways. He even said he was talking about how Vin Diesel is called Dom, I guess the Fast and Furious franchise, and he says, so he says a lot of interesting things, and he says one of the things he said when he was alive, in terms of how Dom was, not Vin Diesel, I get that a lot. I'm Brian a lot more than I'm Paul Walker, which is awesome. When I hear, hey, Paul Walker, my hair stands up on the back of my neck. It's uncomfortable. But when I hear, it's Brian, it's cool. I like Brian. And so I can just pay attention more to things that, you know, actually, I was even reading a Calvin and Hobbes comic recently where Calvin didn't want to do his homework because he said that, you know, in the short term, he would have fun. In the long term, he would have success in life if he did his homework. But in the very long term, he knew what would make memories. And sometimes that's the way that I get too, because, like, you know, in the short term, okay, if I surf the internet or do whatever, I'll have a little fun, or I'll be able to understand what's going on. In the long term, I'll be successful, and hey, I majored in political science and whatever. But in the very long term, if I stay in the loop, and if I know what's going on in the culture, and if I understand the times and know what to do, then, well, life's life, and academia is its own shtick. And I like the way that I want to see if this person's Facebook status is public first before I read it, or before I at least paraphrase it. And unfortunately, Amazon is still selling hate literature. And let's see. Okay, well, my friend's Facebook status is not public, but she basically shares the sentiments too that, you know, I shared. But anyway, I guess for different reasons, and I guess more specific sentiments. So, well, as I said, academia is its own shtick, and I couldn't agree with my friend more. And just checking the final vote count here, and oh, this is hoping that I got another vote. And oh, okay, I clicked on the question, and okay, so 7 more votes to go, Pueblos. Let's get it going. And I know I'll be doing that like at the end. I'll be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I get close to poll. Because believe me, this polling thing has been a nightmare for me. And the good thing is too, I kind of made it hard on myself because I thought, ooh, I'm gonna get everything academic and peer reviewed and whatever. But this time we could use LexisNexis, and let's see. So, let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. She does talk about LexisNexis, and okay. So, I think that so far, and let me see. Oh, this is Twitter. And, oh, yes, I got an RT. Okay. So far, things are going good. Just keep praying for me. You know, if I have the prayers, I'm going to be able to make it. And I know that I got to catch up on the Torah reading.